Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream on Twitch weekdays from 5 PM Pacific time in the United States, 10 AM in Australia and 1 AM in the UK. Hope all you guys are well. We're working on an Art Deco building. We're creating it in Unreal Engine 4.15.2. It's a building I created back in 2011 using UDK. I'm recreating it now in the new Unreal Engine just to see what the changes Epic have made to the lighting and things like that in the engine. We've been working on transferring some of the assets across from 3D Studio Max, just getting all the interior, that's the actual building, getting all the interior assets done. Yesterday we were working in the Unreal Engine doing the landscape for the exterior of the building. And I think that's probably what we're going to continue with today. So these are just some trees I created in SpeedTree and brought into Unreal. I'm just going to grab a quick drink, guys. Give me a sec. Much better. Yeah, so we were working on the landscape yesterday, doing some texture painting. I think we'll continue doing that today. This just uses a few different texture levels and I'm just painting it up as we go. Some water areas laying on the ground here in the front. I haven't textured up all of it yet, so we'll continue doing that now, I think. Doing some of our texturing work. And this is the underlying layer. A lot of this is going to be covered up by trees and grass and things like that. But I'll leave some areas open so we can see the texturing that we've done. So let's continue doing some of our texturing. I think what I'll do is I'm going to work this way today so we can get this part of it all done. I think we've done up till around here. And we may work on bringing in some new rocks, I think, as well. I brought these boulders in last night in the corner. Again, we're using our moss shader, which just has that moss growing on it that we can control through the actual material shader. And we have our rocks up here in the corner. And basically what I want to do is I'm only going to use 3 meshes for the rocks. So if I go to terrain, I think it is here. I've got 2 different meshes at the moment. I'm only going to be using 1 more and we're going to alter those 3 meshes for all of our rocks that we're going to place along the landscape. And here's a good example of what I mean by we only need 3 meshes. All of these 3 rocks use the same static mesh. They've just been rotated in different directions to make them all look a bit unique. And we can do the same thing with all of them. So 3 static meshes should be plenty for what we need to do. So anyway, let's keep doing some texturing work here. A bit of background about me. I'm an arch-viz artist. I've worked in the games development and in cinema in the past. If you've got any questions, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. I'll do my best to help if I can. If you just want to pop into chat and say hello, that's always welcome. If you just want to watch, that's completely fine as well. Just need another drink. Got a bit of a dry mouth, guys. Okay, let's do some painting on this texture. Paint. And again, you see here I'm using 7 different layers, texture layers for the texturing on the landscape here. So let's jump to maybe this rock, I think. And you'll notice too I use a very small brush and I do that so that I've got more control over where I'm painting. I don't actually accidentally overpaint an area I don't mean to. And we've got a solid rock here which we'll use for the top of the rock. Let's paint some dirt, I think, through here. And again, with these dirt layers, I'm not just using this one texture. I created 2 different dirt texture maps so that I can vary up the color a little bit so it doesn't look quite so flat. There's some areas of the dirt that are a little bit darker than the other. It just makes for a more interesting looking ground texture. Let's go back to our rock, I think, through here. Maybe a little bit of stone down in here. That's just a better blend the stone and the rock together. I do want to leave some of this water area laying on these flat sections though, because like I said, it adds a really nice interest with the reflection from the sun. I keep angling my camera down so I can get an idea of the actual lay of the landscape while I'm painting. Again, we're going to leave some water up on the top of the rocks. Again, my shade is recompiling because I've hit a new area. While it's doing that, I'll move over to this part of the terrain where we can continue painting. Okay. So yeah, I just want to make sure I remove any of that that water that's laying on top of the surface that we see here. If I can get it angled properly from these areas where it's actually on the side of a hill, because that's really unnatural. So through here, we don't want water laying on an angle like that, defying gravity. So I may throw some rock through here, I think. Maybe some stone up through here. And back to a bit of dirt. Again, we've hit a new area, so our shader has to recompile. Let's work on this bit while that's going on. And I'm throwing multicolored dirt in, like I said, just to add a bit of variation in the dirt color. And we don't want water laying on an angle like that, so we're going to paint some dirt in here. Let's wait for it to compile again. We can work on other parts while we're waiting for that to do its recompile. Let's go back to a rock over here. Do let me know, guys, if the music is too loud. I have turned it down. I know yesterday you said it was a little loud, but I don't wear headphones, so it's hard for me to monitor exactly how loud the music is. So if it is too loud, let me know. Let's go back to a rock over here on this back edge. Maybe a stone for the top here. Back to dirt. Back to stone. Again, I'm using my Wacom, my mouse. You could probably, I'm not using the Wacom tablet. You could though, because you'd have pressure sensitivity then, but using the mouse you can also paint it up quite well. Let's add some rock for the top of this here. I think we'll go back to some dirt. Going in the wrong direction, aren't I? I said I was going to head towards the front, so let's make sure we're going the right way. I'm just going to touch up a couple of bits here. All right.
If I run away, know that you're better off. 'Cause I've made my mistakes, hoping I won't get caught. I'm wanting it on the run tonight. I'm guilty of all my sins. I'm haunted, won't make it out alive. I am a fugitive. I don't break all the rules they said. They just don't, they don't apply to me, babe. I don't break all the rules they said. They just don't, they don't apply to me, babe.
I'm not going to go too much further past here because we're never going to see the top edge of this landscape anyway, so there's no point really in me painting all the way back to the edge of the mesh, because when we create our cinematic, we're going to be coming up the driveway here before we get to the Art Deco building that's going to be in the middle. So going past the these hills is really pointless. And then, so basically I paint rock on these larger sections and paint dirt on the flatter areas. And then the rock texture is actually two textures. There's a solid rock which I place on the top, and then a more broken rock which I place on the sides. And again, keep varying the dirt texture up as to two different, slightly different coloured dirts to make the landscape look more interesting.
Place where I can feel the rain again. I wanna reach the mountain where I can soar across the sky. And so my feet start to tremble, they lift off the ground. I leave it all behind. can see the horizon, it's calling my name. I leave it all behind. I'll rise above all that I hold dear. I'll never
Alright, again, I'm not going to go past the top of that ridge because we're never going to see behind it.
soar across the sky.
Choose a different rock, dirt color again.
I wanna fly through the night and feel what I used to be. I wanna run away where I can soar across the sky. And so my feet start to tremble, they lift off the ground. I leave it all behind.
Let's go back to a rock, I think, for up here.
Horizon, it's calling my name. I leave it all behind. I'll rise above all that I hold dear. I'll never fall. I'll always soar across the sky.
Bit of rock through here. Back to some dirt.
And I will never fall. I will never fall.
The setting could hardly be more perfect. New eyes, new vision for the world. An unparalleled blending of science and art.
Often it is difficult for a person to control a complicated sound synthesizer quickly enough. A computer can take over much of this control work and do it more quickly and accurately than a human being.
And all this has been just the beginning.
Travel through the mountains, walking through this wasteland. My eyes are fixed on the horizon, holding on to what I am.
Okay, I'm just going to make sure I don't leave any areas with that water texture on it, sitting on a ridge like that. Like I said, I want that wet texture, but only where it should be, like in these gullies or on a flat part of the landscape. So not on these ridges, just on the lower flatter parts. Might go back to a bit of a rock through here.
As I travel through the mountains, walking through this wasteland, my eyes are fixed on the horizon, holding on to what I am. All alone out in this world, through the darkness I descend. My eyes are fixed on the horizon, pushing onwards to the end.
And like I said, I pulled down on the camera so I can see the actual lay of the land as to where I want to leave that water and where I want to remove it. Maybe go back to a bit of dirt just to break that up a little bit. And some mud. Again, just to break it up, that's two different colours of the dirt and the mud. But do remember, guys, if you've got any questions, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. Well, we're getting there. We're nearly down towards the end of this side. I'm just capping this with some solid rock on top of that broken rock on the side. And we'll put broken rock down in that gully. And back to dirt. Swap out for a bit of mud mixed amongst the dirt. Let's get some broken rock mixed next to these rocks to make it look like they fit within that piece of the landscape. We can go back and fix our texture up when we start placing our other rocks around the outside if we think that we want to blend them together a bit better. Back to some dirt. Maybe some mud. Back to our rock.